our episode 4. We huh?
You have 40 kids? Oh,
Mhm.
I digress. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
Fucking
Trina.
Trina Bean.
Jesus. This episode, or I guess say this is my mother, Trina. Well, me and Minaj's mother and Tahir's what
We
cousin?
black people, so I'm his cousin, his aunt, and like his half mama.
Yeah,
So
well,
all
Yeah,
of the above.
yeah. But this
That's
is the
anything to
lovely
say.
mother that has raised us to be wonderful people in society. I would say, at least I speak for myself. I don't know about the rest, but
Okay.
I was just saying. Anyway, Trina, if you would like to
right,
introduce
right, right.
yourself.
Hi, I'm Trina. Not really Trina, but I'm Trina. Hello, everyone. People outside in the world. But now you
Yes,
better
yes.
clap, damn it.
Oh, I did.
That
I'm
wasn't hard
sorry.
enough. You broke my uterus.
Damn.
There you go.
You broke the sound barrier.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
Viewers, we
Um,
apologize.
but so I thought for the first segue, today's topic we talk about well, mother would like to talk about just
Mother.
yes, you are my mother. You're not, are you not?
But you said mother.
Our mother. Is that better?
Sure.
Anyway, what we like to do is we most of the time guests bring on their own topics because just to gotta make them feel comfortable about how the podcast goes, stuff like that. So the first topic we're gonna talk about today would be just women's masculinity, women's femininity around men masculinity and things like that, and how they go hand in hand into a good relationship for the most part. So James is going to
I told you not to segue me anyway, because I don't know what to say. I don't know.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Let's see. Let's see. So if I wanted to talk about it, I would start off with being a female who used to always live in her masculinity
hmm
without realizing it. And I think a lot of us women, we live in that space because we have to take on so many responsibilities. We have to take on the kids, the house, uh, the mortgages, that everything. We're just used to doing everything ourselves, so therefore we take on the masculine role. And how I say that I used to be in it and didn't realize it because as a generation, we're just as women, black women, because I'm black, so that's what I speak on. We're taught to be strong, to do everything, and you don't realize that you're doing it until you encounter a masculine man. Um, and I don't mean like uh the macho man, you're my woman, rah rah, like pounding on the chest. What I mean was when someone is in their masculinity and they start doing things that you've done so long that you didn't realize that um a female shouldn't be doing. I hope I'm explaining this right. That they take you out of that masculine role and then put you into that feminine role, and you start to notice that you feel softer. You don't feel like you have the world on your shoulders, or just as simple as most women, we're used to opening our doors, and then when you get a man who's in his masculine, he don't let you touch doors. You don't open doors, open car doors. You don't take out trash. You don't feel like you gotta figure everything out on your own. You can actually um have someone to work through whatever it is with you, and you're not living in that I have to figure everything else out by myself. And you could be soft. And then sometimes as women, I'll speak for myself, we wasn't taught or thought we could be soft. We're just always gotta go, gotta go. And when you get that person who say to you, no, you need to lay down and go to sleep and get some rest, and they actually mean it and don't let you move. And some people will think, oh wow, that's controlling, or he telling you what to do. No, that's really how dynamics of a relationship should be. And the same thing with him and your feminine energy, you're supposed to or should be nurturing, where you see your masculine man stressed out or running, and that's the nurturing part of you, where you be like, all right, big, nope, not today, no phones. You just gonna lay down and you're gonna rest because you're not working. So that's how I describe the feminine versus the masculine. And I feel like more women should be in a feminine, and it will also help us as a culture. Because I feel like in our culture we're so far behind as far as family, because we for so long we've been divided in our households, where it's mostly just a mom present. It's not a mom and a dad. And I feel like if we can get back into those roles, we can have a family and we can grow and break these generational cycles of single parent households, because a dad can't raise a daughter and a mother can't raise a son. It is a joint effort. And then also, a son will learn how to treat his wife when he sees it from his dad, and a daughter would see how to treat her husband, and or for her husband um, to treat her, when we have those two parent healthy household. So that's what I have.
That was good. That was
Yeah.
good. I like the insight. Tahir Manager, any piggyback on anything or any other opinions you'd like to give on what she just was talking about?
Yes. The dynamic. I'm sorry.
No, no, go ahead.
All right. So I feel like the dynamic is kind of it's a weird thing. It got to be like yin and yang in a way, but
Hmm.
sometimes some might be 80 to 20 or vice versa. It's
Hmm.
just you just gotta yeah. Both people got to be able to know that and understand that to be able to really work together to move in a flowy state. If you know what I mean, like
Hmm.
so it's not too much on each other because one person might be super strong this week and like need some time to get a break. You're like,
Yes.
all right, get this, and I'll chill out.
Hmm.
Like, okay, bet you can do that. And then
Right.
however the dynamic
It's
might
not.
go.
It's not like a stagnant thing. It's like it's a fluidity about it.
Exactly.
Like every day can be different. No, I see what you mean.
And it's okay to get mad or upset, but to be able to come back and figure out why it really took it to that point, that's where the problem really be popping off at most of the time.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well said.
Manager.
No, I was just gonna say well said. I agree. I'm trying to think. I don't really.
I have a
I
thought.
should,
Naja, finish her thought.
no, go ahead, because I don't
Um,
really have anything. I agree with everything, so I don't really have anything to add.
Okay.
because
So
I was just watching something. I don't know where it was. Because they said that children's happiness and how they develop is based on the mother's happiness and mental health. I don't know where I read that, where I saw it, but I said that that's a very good topic, and that's not to take anything away from a father, but we all know that the mother, the female, sets the tone in the house. Um, and it works out because also too, when the son sees the mom in a good space, of course, he crediting that to his father or the male role in the house. And then the same thing is when the female sees that, now she knows that dynamic. So then when these two, male and female, go to get married to whoever they're married to, they know that dynamic on what it should look like. And I'm thinking about getting my doctorate, and I was like, wow, that would be um, a very good topic to study to try to do my dissertation on, because I never thought about it until I saw that clip. It probably was TikTok. I said that's a good segue. And then I also think in my own personal life, I've noticed that with my children, like their well being and how they feel stable or unstable is basically based on my emotional state and if I'm happy or sad. So I just think that's a good thing. So that's why I feel that is important to have those roles. Because with anything with roles, it brings clarity. With clarity, there's not dysfunction. When you don't have roles or you don't have clarity, that causes dysfunction, and that's dysfunction in the whole household. So that's why I think it's very important for people to play their role. And when we get it mixed up, where sometimes you got the masculine playing the feminine role, you got a feminine playing the masculine role, that just causes a whole bunch of um chaos. And I don't want people to be messaging y'all saying about when I say roles, that doesn't mean that sometimes the male figure in the house doesn't wash dishes. That doesn't mean that sometimes he doesn't do laundry. That doesn't mean that we don't switch responsibilities in the house. It's not about chores and money. It's simply about the energy in the house. Because of course, in a relationship, like Euro said, every day will be different. Because today I may not feel like cooking, so he cooks, or whatever the case may be. It's not about, oh, this is your role because you're a woman and you're in this spot and I'm a man in this spot. It's not that. It's just about where we sit with each other, and then with anything, is always about respect and love for each other. So that's what I wanted to add.
And then to close off the topic, I would say personally, I agree with everything she just said, and not only that, especially with like the mother standpoint, because me and Donna talked about this last episode. A good, especially in my opinion, I feel like a good mother sets the tone for everything, especially raising kids. Only because, especially for a man, if he's not shown what like a good like woman looks like and stuff like that, or if it's not an impactful woman in his life, they're not set up for failure per se. Because that's not always the case, but I feel like they will have different views and different ideologies on how what a good relationship is supposed to look like and what he should expect out of a woman. It gets very like the lines get very blurred, and then some very toxic views are shown. I'm not gonna bring examples, but we all know there's examples out there that show of people how they view women is based off of how their home life is. But I digress. But I thought that was a pretty good topic to be on. And speaking of family and stuff like that, we're gonna make it a little like happier ish. Well, not to say that wasn't happy. That was a little deep. Talk about our good old friends, the Chrisleys, being freed. Thanks to, well, actually, I'm not gonna say thanks to,
No,
but
No,
due
no,
to a certain somebody
no.
in office. But
They're just
no
free.
thanks.
Right. Let's just say they free. We're gonna leave it at that. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
but
Not.
you seem very excited about that. So you can go ahead, Shireen.
Oh, because I love the Chrisleys. Like my favorite character on there, it is characters, because it
But
goes,
if you want to give background on the
okay.
show,
It gives some days it's Nanny, most days it's Nanny, and then sometimes it's tied with a little mix of Chase. So basically, the Chrisleys is a reality show about a family. I want to say Todd was a real estate investor first, and then they just have a show that's based on their life. And when I tell you, you will laugh until you cry, and it's not even they're doing anything crazy. They're living their life, but it's hilarious. One, because Nanny Faye is hilarious, and that's Todd's mom. And like Todd is very overprotective of everybody in his house. And Nanny is like the errant child who just won't listen. And she gives him a hard time all the time. And the show is just hilarious. So I advise people to watch it. And I'm really glad that they're out, because I just kept saying, Nanny is older. I don't know how old she is, but I'm like, Lord, let's let her stay on this earth until Todd gets out, because I couldn't imagine Nanny passing away and Todd be incarcerated. So I'm happy for that. I can't wait to see Todd with all of his witty sayings that he say. Him just being him, because he's extra, but it's so funny. And then I haven't seen Chase in a while, so I don't know if he's still, he loves to challenge his dad, which is hilarious, but it's a very, very good show. And I'm gonna start watching reruns until the show is back on air, because it's definitely worth watching.
Menage, Tahir.
I'm trying to think. I don't really. So what people were talking about why they even went to jail? There's a difference between tax evasion and tax avoidance. What they were convicted of was tax evasion, but I don't know. A lot of people have like mixed opinions about it. At the end of the day, if anybody has ever read the Constitution, no matter who the president is, they do have pardon power. And I mean, it is what it is. But I will give Todd Chrisley his flowers because so far he has talked about the racial injustices that go on throughout our system. So I give him that, and I'm sure Trump did not expect him to do that when he pardoned him. But I think it's a good thing, and I think as long as they continue on that path, then like it's cool that they got released because I think there's a lesson to be learned from that. Like I don't know how many people have gone to jail. Not everybody's gonna be granted a pardon, whether they did it or not. So you gotta use the gift wisely that you received, no matter who it's from.
So, Menage, look up this saying. I want to say it was Gandhi. I just heard this today. It said that it was on Being Mary Jane. They said before there could be any clarity or things moving forward, there's always chaos first. I feel like it was Gandhi, but I thought that made me hopeful because right now we're in such chaos. And I'm like, well, maybe this is all for change. I like to think of it as, well, this is how I clean my room. I throw everything in the middle of the floor, which would seem like chaos, right? And then I kind of take stuff out one by one. And then when I'm finally done, my room is clean. Everything belongs where it goes where it should. So I feel like maybe that's where we are now, that we're forced to stick together as a country because if not, this can just all blow up in our face. So it's forcing us to face things that we've always kind of just blown off or hidden or, excuse me, pressed, swept up on the rug. Now every ethnicity, every culture within the United States, male, female, transgender, we're all being faced with issues of what's going on in the country. So either we band together and work together or we don't move forward. So that's my hopes for 2028, that we have learned lessons and we come out better on the other side, because this right here is just the ultimate shit show. So
Tahir.
We're still on the Chrisleys, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have not heard about the Chrisleys in so long. I do remember hearing about them being in jail. You said it was for what? Tax fraud or-
Evasion
Okay. Tax evasion. Oh.
and bank fraud and stuff like
I was
that.
going to say, because I know that it was supposedly like they were giving false documents to the bank in order to get loans. I didn't hear about the.
It was white collar crime. That's the best way to describe it. White collar crime.
Yeah. But go
Them
ahead,
high
Ty.
profile stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know you could send the bank documents on a Word document about what you got in your bank account to get a loan. I didn't know that was a thing, but I'm gonna leave that there.
It was
I'm
using
crying.
Photoshop.
But go ahead, Ty.
Say that again.
I said, go ahead.
I don't really have anything to say about them, honestly. I didn't really watch it that much. I watched it with y'all a few times.
Tahir, you have to watch it. It is
They are funny.
It
They
is
are.
hilarious. Like, and it's just random. Basically, if I'll put it to you like this: when we all lived together, if we had a TV show, it would be like some similar to the Chrisleys, because you know how we was just random, and
Yeah.
that's exactly how it is. Any given day is just,
Almost
and
knocked the chair over.
I feel like we missed the opportunity, because I think we could have had a good reality show. Because
Yeah,
I've watched
changed by
videos and
time.
stuff that y'all used to do.
That's true.
Like, we could have had a hell of a, yeah.
Why you keep saying coulda?
Well, we all in
Jalen-
different households.
Jalen, what you got going on?
Yeah, what's wrong?
Oh, fantasy. Don't mind that.
Oh, I ain't
Yeah.
concerning myself with that.
Yeah.
Now
we
you
had
concerned
we
about
had
something
like
better.
5 years of good content just on a regular day. Somebody in the kitchen is slapping like a cookie out somebody. Like y'all just was off the hinges, and then you just add Mr. Sands in there. It just,
What?
and then Elijah. It just was
Ooh.
just chaos all the time.
Yeah.
We, yeah, but at the same time, though, it was kind of good because certain people's motives they would have been exposed on national TV. They don't need that. They would get exposed, but that's neither here or there.
You ever seen a national television beatdown?
I ain't gonna say no lie, but you know what I'm talking
I
about.
mean, Will
Oh,
Smith,
let's not even.
not a
Yeah,
beat down, but a slapping.
you know what I say. God move things
I like
out
a
of the way for a
beatdown.
reason.
But nah, watching the Christmas with my mother and Manaja and my dad because half the time it would just be me like coming in the room. This happened a lot of times. There would just be some show that they have on either on Sunday or Saturday, whatever the case may be, and I'm get caught up in there watching one episode, and then before I know it, it's like 5 episodes, and it's like 10 o'clock, and I get ready. But they were the no are the probably the funniest white people I've ever watched on television. I'm not gonna lie,
Here,
like
here.
You
Yes,
know what? I give them that. Oh,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Funny as
they're
heck.
so unserious.
Mhm.
But I wanted to add, even though it's very much a crime, I still think tax evasion and all that is dumb because at the end of the day, taxes was never even supposed to be a thing anyway. The government they was all slick for a nice little history lesson for the viewers. What was supposed to happen? That tax money was supposed to be used to be funding our troops back in what when under World War I, I believe, if not the second one.
Oh, you mean? Oh no, taxes. Well, taxes started not Civil War, the American Revolution.
The
So
American
that's when taxation without representation is theft or something like that.
yeah, that
One
was
of our founding fathers said that.
that was supposed to be funding them, but of course, they're like, you know what? Let's just keep it around. You just finessing per usual because what else does the government know how to do? But
The only thing we pay, the only thing that we pay for that we don't get a receipt. Everything else in this world is transactional. You get a receipt and it tells you everything that is for. Taxes is the only thing that we don't. And it's crazy because it's literally a figure on a check that the money you will never see. However, every type of program or anything that you want to get into, they ask you for your income. They go off of your gross income, which I don't know why, because you would never ever um see that number. And I mean, if there is a way out there to see that number, please hit me up because I would love to. Because the amount I pay on taxes is disgusting.
you
Wasn't
want to get this?
the
I know I'm playing. You ain't gonna get the amount. I was say we're gonna pocket watch real quick, but
wasn't the Boston Tea Party a part of like the tax stuff and all that? Okay.
I'll give you a little breakdown. I want people in my pocket. So on average, I gross, let's say on 2 weeks of my pay, I gross close to $6,800 in 2 weeks. That's gross.
mhm.
And with taxes and benefits, I bring home somewhere around the ballpark of 5 grandish. And all that basically goes to taxes because benefits is nowhere near that high.
Yeah.
And I have no idea except for Social Security, which I would never see. That money could be going in people's pockets. Oh, and then they'll go at the end of the year when you go file your taxes. They say, "Oh, you know what? You ain't give me enough. Give me some more." Like, huh? What meeting did you sign in on? What email did you write? What? I don't even know. But yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah,
it's crazy and it's stupid.
and it's
So
crazy because go ahead, Ty.
that's why we need more black businesses and business owners. So they
Yeah,
can
because you
get
don't have to
taxes
pay
off
your
of
money up
everything.
front, right? You don't have to pay taxes when you're self-employed. You pay your taxes at the end of the year, so you get a chance to get all of your money, um, and then you can pay taxes. But for someone like me, it's kind of screwed. I mean, I guess I can be a consultant, but I really, really love healthcare, and I don't see myself ever working anywhere but healthcare. So I don't know. Consultant keeps coming up, so that may be something a little later. I'm still a little young that I can think about. But yeah.
Heavy on the black-owned businesses side for sure, which is crazy because that segues into the next topic I wanted to talk about. Because Good Trina here is actually a part of what is it, like Black TikTok University with like her class and stuff like that.
Mhm.
If you want to go ahead and talk about that.
Oh, so it's kind of died down. You don't see it as much, but it's still really active. So Black TikTok University or TikTok University started by there was a professor named Dr. Barlow, and she actually got on TikTok, for what I understand, is to talk to her students about which books to read. And then people started like, okay, I'm gonna read them books. I think she teaches Black American Studies or African American Studies. So then another professor got on and said, I'm with Dr. Barlow, and here's the books you should read, and I'm going to teach you X. So then next thing we know, everybody started getting on there and said, oh, I teach this. And it's not even people being like professors. It's just say, if it's your craft, and let's say, Tahir, if you wanted to teach about production, you could say, this is my class. And it just blew up all of a sudden and turned into TikTok University. And they had all of these classes. This young lady took it gracefully. She made a whole spreadsheet of all the classes. I swear it was about 100 classes. And you can sign up for these classes, and you just go into that professor's chat, and then you say, I'm a part of the class. And you have all these people still today that they have lives. I'm on one that she teaches about emotional intelligence. There's a financial literacy one. They got makeup 101. They got garden 101. They got anything you want to learn, and it's branded under TikTok University. I actually think somebody had a rush party like 2 weeks ago, but it really is a thing, and it turned out to this huge thing. But like I said, it seemed like it died down. But with the algorithms, it doesn't pop up. But I actually have a TikTok University sweatshirt and everything. So yes, I'm a part of TikTok University. So you can learn a lot of things from some professors, and you don't have to be like some of us and have all this money and paying to go to school. But it's an awesome thing. Try looking it up. TikTok University. The what do you call it? The profile picture it says TikTok is white, and then the
Our producer will tag it right here.
okay,
Right here.
it's white, and it has like a burgundy like sign inside of it. But try it out. I mean, anything you want to learn. When I literally say anything that you can possibly think of is in this university. They have Pilates, they have yoga, they have mechanics. Yeah, anything that you crafting, sewing, just it's in there.
I feel like I have heard of something like that. I think they might have changed the name to STEM. And it's like
Really?
its own category on TikTok now.
Oh no! I know what you're talking about, Tahir. Like you scroll over.
Yeah. Like
But-
it teaches you stuff.
No, not that one. So TikTok University, like it started, like she said, as one page, but then all these other people, whether they're professors or not, they started teaching their own course on their own page. So there was history, there was finance, sewing, yoga, Pilates, anything you possibly want to learn under the sun. Like there was specific, like there was personal finance classes, tax classes. So not the thing that's on TikTok where you can scroll over in a STEM. Like this is like its own
I know.
separate thing,
Okay, I got you.
which I still don't understand the STEM thing, but I guess it's useful.
Yeah.
I accidentally click it every once and again, but I don't really.
Even though I'm surprised you're not on it more, because you just love being full of knowledge. But that's
True. Yeah.
I have no interest in STEM if I'm being honest.
So we're going to
It's useful, just not to me.
We're going to hashtag this called Ask Menaja. That's what I tell everybody. When I need to know something
I don't know
about
nothing.
history,
I don't know
I ask
nothing.
Menaja, because how she keeps
Don't let her lie to y'all.
I have no idea. I was like,
I don't know
Menaja,
anything.
tell me about
That's gonna go so big. I'm not gonna lie, that could go crazy.
Oh my
Let me think
god!
of a subject in history. Let me see. All right. Tell us, Menaja, how they came up with the 9 to 5 work week, work day.
Wasn't it like Henry Ford or something like
See,
that? I don't know.
dang, you know who that was?
Okay, but like, but
Alright.
anybody, it's
All
a
right, we
group
got
of
to go. We got to go. But the point of the phrase of coining Ask Menaja is because she's full of knowledge.
Yes.
Don't let her fool you. She
I don't know nothing.
She's a
This is
thinker.
lies, y'all.
She's a knower.
This is lies.
Yeah, yes.
This is
Menaja, what's the
lies.
purpose of a pinky?
I don't know. That I don't know.
All right, next podcast, I bet you she knows.
I won't.
I
wish
don't
y'all
know
would
if
look
it
that
really
up.
is a reason, but Menaja would know.
But see, but that's a good thing though, because they try to play our people like we slow.
Exactly.
So it really,
And I'm not just saying
Right.
it because I'm her mama. She really is smart.
Right.
Yes. She knows
just-
a lot.
But no, not even just with Menaja. Just there's so many different careers. There's so many careers and people that we can follow that actually show us what Black excellence look like with what we watch in movies or what the sports that we watch and
Go
just
see
everything.
Sinners.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That was perfect. Sinners.
See Sinners.
Speaking of which,
I roll.
I know we talked about it last pod, but I ain't gonna get too much into it just because we talked about it so much. But that movie made me really proud, not only to be Black, but also be a man of faith as well. What that movie represented, it was really it was well done. It was well produced and everything. And then I liked that it was all Black, with the exception of 3 actors. It was and actresses. It was all Black cast because you don't really see that much in Hollywood or just representation in entertainment in general. So the fact they did that and executed it so well, and it's probably going to win Movie of the Year, and it will definitely win an Oscar for sure.
Ryan Coogler is the GOAT.
Shout out Ryan Coogler. But if we go around, what is our favorite We'll do movies Black movies that really either you just really enjoyed it or it inspired you to really be comfortable in your Black excellence.
Outside of Sinners.
Yes, outside of Sinners. I gotta come up with one as well. But we'll let Trin go first since she's the host. You can think of a movie that's we'll just say a Black movie.
Color Purple.
No, Color Purple feels good to my soul. A movie that made me feel good.
Movie that made me
Black.
I can't think of nothing.
I don't know if there is a movie that made me feel good to be Black, but I'll say events that made me feel good to be Black. Can I say that?
Yeah, that works.
Of course, for me, I love President Obama. And I say that because, of course, they'll say he's biracial, but he is a Black man, and a lot of times people say, well, someone only got this because they're Black, or it was the first time for everything. But he is well spoken. He is intelligent. He is smart. He is, in my opinion, don't take out color. If I ever had to have another president, it would be someone who cares about the middle class, who cares about what we go through. But for him to be African American just meant so much more to me, and he earned it. It wasn't a hoax. It wasn't he knew somebody or anything. He had the credentials to do it, and he did a real good job. My opinion. And I can't name a movie only because I have so many favorite movies, but they never made me feel good to be Black.
Not only just that, just a movie that has a majority Black cast
so any Eddie Murphy movie, mostly, so especially Life, Coming to America, when he was quick. He was quick, and then Red Fox was in it. Richard Pryor was in it. They was in the casino, and Della Reese was in it. Oh my God, I'm blinking. Harlem Nights.
I'm about to say I can't think of what it is.
Yeah, Harlem Nights. I said Coming to America, right? Yeah, that was good. And of course, a lot of some of Tyler Perry's movies, only because he displays our black people, like as doctors, lawyers, but definitely the things that I can think of is Eddie Murphy movies, because he always represents really well, even the Clumps. So yeah, definitely something by Eddie Murphy.
Ty. Actually, we're gonna open it up to black entertainment as a whole. I won't just do a movie. We'll do entertainment as a whole, or representation.
That made me feel good as to being, in my skin. You said the question.
I mean, it don't have to be, but if it did hit home for you like that, it could be. But just something that you enjoyed in entertainment that really hit home for you as a man of color with representation.
Oh, We Are the World. Michael Jackson song. That whole video.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's another poll by Tahir. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put together a compilation of Tahir polls as a whole because this is the second straight week. But go ahead.
Fingers. I think I would have to probably put Django there.
I've
You know,
never
it's
seen
so
that.
off.
That movie is so fire.
Yeah.
That movie is so good.
I've never seen
Seen one movie.
Django.
Quentin Tarantino.
You never
Beautiful
seen
film.
it?
It is a
I
big
love
one.
Django.
So this is a fun
Um,
fact about me. I cannot watch movies. Well, I shouldn't say I can't. I don't prefer to watch movies where our people is being beaten or different things. Like, it makes me feel a certain way. And when they say still waters run deep, and I work in places where I can't let that bleed into my job.
Mhm.
So I tried to not watch it, because I did see Mississippi Burning. And that day, this is being transparent, I had my favorite teacher played us that movie, and I did not like him for 2 weeks. Now, mind you, I dealt with him every day. He was one of my favorite teachers. And after watching Mississippi Burning, I was so angry. I looked at him a different way. I'm just leaving it there. So now I just try not to watch it, those type of movies, because it just, yeah. So I don't. So no, I have never seen Django.
That's
Understandable.
yeah.
Can be a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
Naj.
The Hate You Give.
Go ahead.
Forgot about that.
That movie, I need to still read the book. I have the book. I haven't read it yet. But I think when you're telling the story of the Black experience in America, a lot of people go back to like segregation and Jim Crow. Obviously, that's an important part of the story. But I think The Hate You Give did a really good job of bringing it to the present day, because it's hard for people to understand or relate to it because it feels so long ago. In reality, it's not. Like Ruby Bridges, the first girl to break the color barrier during the civil rights movement, she's like 64.
Yeah.
So these things, they didn't happen that long ago. So I think The Hate You Give did a really good job of that, and I think the casting of it as well. Like the dad, he was heavy into like the Black Panther stuff, but they also kind of like lived in the hood, which I think it's hard for people, especially in cinema, for them to like, oh, living in the hood and being intelligent, they don't always go together. Or like he has to, like he's very smart, and you don't even really see that. Like usually if it's people in the hood, they're like dumb, they're this, they're that, but it wasn't that. And he instilled really good, like basically Black pride into his kids. And even though they wanted to have that Black pride, they still sent them out, and they went to an all-white school. So it was important for them to learn those lessons before they went to that school, because if not, you can get lost in that.
Yeah.
So that's why I like The Hate You Give. Great
Can I,
film.
That was a great poll by Menaja.
can I say one thing?
Sure,
So
go
notice
ahead.
how I say Menage know a little bit about everything. So you just see her talk about that, and you see how she just said that young lady's name about the first one to break the color barriers and blah blah blah. Did anybody know who Ruby was? I mean, my grandmother's name was Ruby, and she just was amazing. But she wasn't talking about that Ruby. But you just see how she just spilled that out her mouth about how she broke the color barrier, how old she
You know what
was.
I did? I read a book. And that was a guess. I don't know how. I know she. I think she was like 6 when that happened. But she's like in her 60s or in her 70s.
But I'm trying to bring up the point how you just knew that off the top of your head. I would have had to write it down and go back and read it later. Like, who's that? I'm just you just
I like to
told,
read.
told you I'm gonna get a shirt. Ask Menage. But go ahead, Jalen. It's your turn.
I'm being
My
bold.
movie, outside of Sinners, because we can't say that one. Me and I've been raving on about that over
No
and over and
vision.
over. No vision. But mine's oddly enough, Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler both directed the movie. Mine's Black Panther because in like the Marvel universe, not even Marvel universe, I just feel like for like fantasy sci-fi things of that sort, it's always like depicted with like white people and stuff like that. Especially Marvel, like Captain America, Iron Man, et cetera, et cetera. That was the first one where the black actor was like he was the top dog and things like, and it actually touched on important things within the black community. For example, in the movie, Michael B. Jordan was Killmonger, who was the antagonist. He was saying that T'Challa's dad had killed his dad and just left him not for dead, but he just left him and just basically forgot about him. And I think it signified how like with sometimes in our culture when we gain a certain notoriety or we gain a certain amount of money and success stuff that we kind of forget about our own. And I thought that touched a really important part on that. And also as well, I liked that because they always assume that Africa is this third world country and it's poor and stuff like that. It depicted, even though Wakanda is a fictional place, it depicted it as one of, if not the richest country in the entire world. They had all this tech and this community and unity and things of that sort. But to the outside world, oh, they're just some poor third world country. In reality, that's not the case. And then just the spirituality behind it and things of that sort about the ancestrally viewpoint of it as well. I thought they did an amazing job. And then not the child, but Chadwick Boseman, may he rest in peace, killed that role per usual. But
He kills every role that he's in.
that movie for me.
Yeah.
Honorable mention though, to 42, he also killed that one, and that also was a damn good movie.
Never seen it.
42, also great.
A minute.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe you've never seen that. That's crazy.
So my
42 is lit.
and I just watched the same thing over and over again, which I found out was a trigger response, but that's nor here nor there. That's a whole nother podcast. But yeah, I watch the same things over and over and over.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, well, that was a good segment. But speaking of things that black people won't be doing, Banaja just informed me this would be one of our topics about a documentary on the submersible
Oh, yes.
that is coming out. I'm gonna let Banaja take the floor on the backstory of that, even though I feel like we both had equal knowledge on it. But
Can I say something first?
go
About
ahead.
the submersible? No, this is segue into Menage. So I heard about it a little bit, and then one day I'm talking to Menage on FaceTime. And when I tell you this girl's face, Menage, was so perplexed, it was not even funny. Like I'm holding a conversation with her, and she's just like staring in space, and I'm like, "What is wrong?" And she's like, "I just can't believe that they did this." And she just went in and was like, "This doesn't make sense." So go ahead, Menage, talk about why you were making that face when I was talking to you.
Because initially, when they reported, I thought it was like, like marine biologists doing their job. And I'm just like, all right, cool. Like, it's not something that I would do. But they have to do their job. That's fine. Then, come to find out, it's like ocean tourism for whatever reason. So, Stockton Rush was the CEO. May he rest in peace, regardless of how I feel about the situation. He's the CEO of Ocean Gate. So the whole idea behind Ocean Gate is to make, like, it's kind of like you want to be the first to create something. So it was either space tourism or ocean tourism. They were kind of getting into space. A lot of people had their hands in it. So I guess in Stockton's head, he wanted to get to the ocean floor first. And everybody has this obsession with the Titanic. I wish they just leave it alone because at this point it's undefeated. But So he created this model. Well, apparently he created other models before that, but specifically this one, the Titan. It's shaped like a real big like minivan, but in the inside there's a hull, right?
Mhm.
Stockton Rush was an aerospace engineer, so that means that the materials that they use in space, I believe I think it's tension pressure versus compressive pressure. So in space, you need something that can pull this way, like that has a lot of give this way, because there's no gravity there. So you have to have it like this. And then you have compressive where it has to be able to have pressure. So that's what a lot of things that go, like a lot of submarines are made of. So he didn't want to do that. He cut a lot of corners, and that's why it imploded. So he used the material that you would use on a spaceship in the ocean. So this the Titan, it went down on a couple trips. So there's a couple people that already went down there and they came back up. A lot of people said they were having issues. The hull was leaking. If you look at pictures, it looks like there was duct tape holding this thing together at points. And then the thing that I also didn't like either, when you got into it, probably like 6 people could fit into it. You're literally sealed in by like 4 big bolts. So let's say even if they would have got to the surface, they probably still would have died because the boat would have to find them to unseal them, and they only had what, 96 hours of oxygen. So they go down, and I guess what they try to do is to help it not descend as fast. They drop weight as they go down. So they're dropping the weight, and there was some kind of what's the word? There was some kind of issue. They tried to drop weight, and then all you hear is just like not a big boom, but like a boom. So it imploded. It didn't explode. It imploded. So what happened was the hole on the inside, because it's pressurized, but if there's a crack in it, it's kind of like if you stab an aerosol can, it goes like this. So that's exactly what happened. It smushed, and then the pieces on the outside of it, it went out. So it was in the hole, like the actual hole itself, and then the outside part that like said OceanGate on it, that exploded. So that's what they found at the bottom of the ocean. But apparently he cut like so many corners, and then the people that were on there, they paid $250,000 a piece. 6 people, well, not Stockton, because he's in charge of it, but $250,000 a piece to go down in this death trap to see the Titanic through either this little porthole or on a screen. So either way, you're still not really seeing it. You're seeing it through a little porthole, or you're seeing it on a screen. You could have stayed, on the surface and saw that, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And again, I'm not judging anybody; it's their decision. But $250,000 for 5 people, what's the math on that? That's almost $1.5 million. You could have did anything else with that. That's just me, but
I'm judging. You can put that towards a house. You can put that towards a couple cars. You can put that towards a student loan. Something. You decided to go down on a one-way death trip to go see God.
I'm telling you, right?
I could have made them something out in the yard. Got big enough yard, charged $50,000 a piece.
I'm telling you right now, as soon as I would have got in there and I saw that he was controlling this with a PlayStation joystick, I'm out.
Wait,
I'm out.
Don't forget, death was mentioned 8 times on the first page.
Yeah, no. Stockton cut so many corners. Oh, wait, okay, but yeah, apparently he cut so many corners. And again, like who's the guy that directed Titanic? James Cameron. If you look, he actually I believe, so let's say the Titanic is like 8,000 feet down, right? So the Marianas Trench, which is the deepest part of the ocean, that's like 13,000 feet down. James Cameron, he's like also like a big like diving expert or whatever. So he went down to the Marianas Trench like twice, I think. And you should see what he was in. It was real long. It was almost shaped like a squid, but he was packed in there like this, and he had everything around him that he needed. Like you don't have a lot of space because you don't want to have a big space, so you don't have issues. He's went down and came back up how many times? He's an expert, right? You should see the visuals of the Titan. There's a whole. It looks like a big can on the inside, and you can't get in there with any shoes on. Like you can just tell the differences. Like the bottom of the ocean is not the playlist. There's no sunlight, and I don't understand what people's obsession is with this boat that sunk. What, more than 100 years ago at this point? Sunk in what, 1912? I don't get it. I don't want to see anything that bad. And there's just some things I just feel like we're not supposed to know. And I don't know I'm okay with that. I don't need to know everything. I really don't. Whatever's down there is meant to stay down there. Y'all ain't see Nemo with the anglerfish?
They turned them into like pretty looking things, but they probably really dead. The same thing they say about mermaids. They say possibly mermaids can be real, but they don't look like what you think they look like.
Mhm.
They're not.
They can mimic
teeth.
people.
That's how the
Mhm.
Bible and angels is not how we depict them.
Yeah.
Y'all know they said that they found a pen at the bottom of the ocean that apparently belonged to Stockton. The pen survived, but not him. It could. You never know. The pen. So whoever made that, they pen sales about to go up.
But Ty, what are your thoughts on what Benazir just talked? I don't know if you known about it, and then also because I know you seemed a little educated on the Titanic as well, so you can give any input on whatever.
Yeah, I do remember the submersible. I didn't know that was the name. I forgot about that. It's been so long since I heard about that. But
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, that was just stupid. But you gotta also remember, they people with a lot of money. They could do a lot of dumb stuff if they really wanted to.
They
Like,
get out of boredom.
I don't
Yeah.
never get that bored. I ain't never that bored. Never that
Yeah,
bored.
they-
Let me
they
just go to the bottom of the ocean.
Right. Yeah, let me just try to walk it. They got it.
Right.
Yeah.
They might have made it farther if they walked it because they didn't make it. They didn't make it down that far. They didn't. They barely made it halfway down.
Wait.
There's a new video. There's a new video just came out with his wife because she was a part of like the team. So oh my gosh, what's the name of the boat? I forget what the name of the boat is. So what they do is because I don't know how normal submarines work. I don't know.
How about the Navy? The Navy is messed up because they had everybody out there looking for these people, and they knew that
They said, "Oh yeah, we knew. We heard it."
Oh
we
They be
knew. Like you
knowing
got
that,
them
yeah.
doing the watch and everything because you know the Navy knows everything. It was like, oh yeah,
They just dead a week ago.
yeah. Nobody asked us.
Nobody.
But they-
asked
so they-
us.
So they have the big boat that takes it out to the middle of the ocean because they're like, I don't think it's U.S. territory. I feel like it's like this is another way he was cutting corners because of course when you're doing this kind of stuff you need clearance from whoever owns the water. So I think it was between the U.S. and Canada, I believe. But they take the boat out to the middle of wherever they go. So I guess they go right above it and then it's like on this like little raft and then it descends down into the water. And they said you would hear crackling when you were in it too. No way.
Well, like from
She
the,
basically
from the
watched her
glass.
husband die.
Affirmative. Well, she heard it. She didn't watch.
Oh.
Because
Yeah.
the power went. Once the power went, then it.
What,
The
like,
only good thing is they didn't suffer.
did it say how fast they were going down?
They were going down faster than they were supposed to be. That's why they were trying to drop weight.
Yeah,
You can't descend because you can't descend too fast. That pressure change.
Yeah,
you're
that
done.
you can't descend or you can't ascend too fast because
Yeah.
especially when you're like swimming up too. What was it? 47 meters down. They're saying with the one girl where she was going, it was like you can't go up too fast because
Right.
the pressurization will literally.
Yeah, you got to go slow. Yeah.
Was it like burst their head or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
your body, you'll have a basically
I'm
what, aneurysm or something.
I
something
tell
like
you this. Let's just use our noggins here, right?
Mhm.
If a shark can't go down there, why the hell would I? Get it? Like that's my logic. If it's not gonna
Good.
that would be like me.
Mhm.
That would be like me exploring the jungle and I'm walking with a lion and the lion stopped walking and I keep walking. What am I going to do? He left me.
Right.
No.
You knew what the problem
No.
was.
I'll holler at you. Oh, you chief.
Or wait, to make it even plainer, you go in somebody's neighborhood. Like for us, like we go certain place. So like we was around somebody and we all together, and then they want to go to Point Breeze, and we like,
Yeah,
and they still want to go. But like we from around here, when
Like,
we
we know
telling
what's
you
up.
don't go to Point Breeze, even though I mean
Right.
plug high because I'll take the bullet for high but when we tell you,
I'll take the bullet for Hyon.
listen. When you know. But when we tell you don't go down that street or roll your windows up, when you going FA, what is it, FAFO?
Oh yeah.
Don't do it.
Nah, that's a valid point. That's a valid point there with the ocean and the jungle thing. If both of the apex predators for the most part of both areas are not going over there, what am I gonna, bro? I am 6 foot 170 pounds. What am I gonna do?
And that's why I said me and the ocean, we have an understanding. I go to the shore and that's as far as I go. Because she beefing with the humans right now and I don't want no smoke. That's why y'all got them cruise ships. I'm not doing that.
Mhm.
No, you have Menage.
My ancestors came over here on a boat. I will not be got.
We know. I swim in the kiddie pool because y'all know how I feel about water. But when I tell y'all a cruise, you have.
She is upset. She is upset with us. Y'all got that.
So let me ask you a question. So if I decide to get married on a cruise, you not coming?
Can't you have a ceremony on the shore and then y'all go? I can't.
Menage.
A cruise.
The ocean is upset with us. You have to listen to nature. Because guess what? Guess what? At the end of the day, what this planet will do to stay alive has nothing to do with humans. So I'm straight.
But if
I'm cool.
If it's meant for you to go, it's meant for you to go. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful.
You can have 45 men on a cruise ship. I'm not going.
So that's a no.
I can't.
Affirmative.
I'm
Actually, with
and then if I die, they gonna have me in the morgue at the bottom of the ship.
If you go to jail, you be at the bottom of the ship too. I mean,
see, I don't like that.
That's where the staff sleep at.
No, you saw the Titanic. I'm straight. I'm cool.
Serious, Menage? We was just
talking. The ocean is upset with us. We need to leave her alone.
Yeah.
All we do, we pollute.
We're not in her. We're on top of her.
We pollute her. We kill all the animals. She don't like us right now. She don't even want us breathing the same air as her. So I'm gonna let her do her, and I'm gonna do me on land where I can walk.
Menage, please.
So with the ocean, what's our favorite like ocean related movie? It could be anything as like the Titanic.
Deep Blue Sea. Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, that's a good one.
And the Meg. The Meg was good too.
Megalodon.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Tahir.
Deep.
Is a toss up between Deep Blue Sea
and
Free Willy.
I knew he was getting ready to do something. I knew it. I
cried on Free Willy.
Did you?
Oh, Free Willy was good. Wait, Jaws 3. Jaws 3. Or Jaws of Revenge, whichever one that is. That one's good. That neighbor.
That neighbor.
Yeah.
Shout out Ryan. My favorite ocean related movie. It's a 3-way tie between Deep Blue Sea. This is animated, but Nemo and
damn, Shark Tale.
And Shark Tale. Yeah.
Who raised y'all? Nemo and Shark Tale.
Yeah, those are in the ocean, are they not?
Sorry, we like to be children. My bad. It won't happen again.
God forbid.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are y'all going to do any like podcasts with like so like to do like history so y'all can have it? I suggest that y'all do one with like Mama and then maybe one with Papa.
Our suggestion box is closed.
Who was that? Who was that second guest? She said he can't come on here.
Yeah, shout out Papa, but no.
The ship will sink before it even leave the dock.
No, seriously. But if you gotta ask him questions. I think he got a lot of knowledge. I'm serious.
Or what we can do is we'll interview him separately and just put the clips in.
Yeah.
Just let him
you know how much editing Tahir is gonna have to do?
No, just let him know what not to say. He'll be able to.
He's not gonna listen to that.
You ever try to tell a damn near 7-year-old black man what not to say? You ever tried that?
Right.
No.
He might not care.
It's bad. No, we can. Mr. Sands don't even listen to that. You think Papa gonna listen to that? Shout out Mr. Sands, but like,
I'm cracking up.
But yeah, what's wrong with Shark Tale and Emo? Those are nice little.
Those are bangers.
Right.
Working at the car wash. Ooh.
That's a good movie, man. Like, 1974.
1974.
My parents went to the movies to go see it.
That was the year she got her first car.
Either Car Wash or Cooley High. One of them they went to go see at the movies.
You didn't even peep what she
I know what she said. I'm 29, so I ain't even...
Right. We will need a fact check A fact check on that.
But I'm not coming on any other shows that fact check.
Oh, boo.
Boo!
L's in
Wait,
chat.
we're talking about movies because we talked about this all the time. Where like going to the movies now and then like going back then was different. And the example we was talking about was like Scream, for example, or like Halloween. So I want to hear your experience on like watching horror movies back then, as opposed to now.
So I've never.
Yeah, what was it like watching the first movie?
When I see him punch you in the face. So, like Halloween and all them, I've never seen them in the movies. The first scary movie I saw in the movies
Candyman.
was on 19th and Chestnut.
Oh,
I know they know.
you said it out loud.
In
said
South
that.
in Philly. But the first movie I saw, a scary movie I saw in the movies was the first Scream. And I was ready to go like
Damn.
20 minutes into the movies, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because and you can look back at it. Most horror movies back in the day, it started kind of slow and it gradually started in killing. I think Scream had killing in like the first
15 minutes.
Yes, I looked at Mr. Sands, and I was ready to go because I was scared of shit. But most horror movies that I watched, was at home, and in the movie theater. Of course, it was cheaper. There was no reclining chairs. It was just like somewhat like a rocking chair, and the chair used to be like soft front and back. Fun fact. There's a movie that I had Menage watch. I cannot remember the name of it. But this man he was going to college.
He knows when you're alone.
He knows when you're alone. So that movie was crazy.
That's comforting.
So he went in the movie theater and he waited till the girl was screaming. It was a horror movie. And he stabbed her in the back. And nobody knew she was dead until the movie was over. And her girlfriend like, come on, let's go. And she slumped over. So after that, because everybody's always trying to imitate movies. So people started doing that in the movie theaters. So that's why the movie theaters wound up with that hard plastic on the back of the chairs. Fun fact. I mean, not fun, but no, that's the only horror movie. That was the first one. So Halloween, Jason, Freddy Krueger, all of those, I saw them at home.
History
I
lesson
can't even.
with Trini.
I can't even.
On the
I can't even
VHS tape.
think. What was the first horror movie I saw in theaters? Now that you say, I can't even think of what it was. I have no idea.
I just know for me, maybe not in theaters, but the first horror movie I saw was H12 at Mama's house. And
Banger.
that was the first of why Michael Myers puts the fear of God in me some days.
And you know what's crazy about H2O? If you look at how many kills he didn't have a lot of kills in there. That thing was just real scary. It just had so many jump points and he just jumping out of places and it just wait, we can't forget about the ultimate best part. When he came out the ceiling.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
With one arm. So I don't know whoever that person is, but their upper body strength is amazing because when he ascended, his body wasn't shaking.
Right here.
He wasn't shaking up and he came straight down. So whoever that is, his core and his upper body strength is here for it.
Between that and then another spoiler. I mean, this movie's old, but another spoiler.
Also, if you didn't see it, it's
old.
old.
So you gotta give a spoiler.
But remember when he killed Lori's boyfriend? He held him up with one arm like this with a
Exactly.
knife. I was like, "Yo, what?"
So that's why I would never have a friend named Lori. Okay,
I'm crying. That's more of the story.
Lori, it's been about 40 years now since he started chasing her down. She's still alive, but everybody who's around her, even down to her neighbors who probably ain't even know her, was getting killed because of her. So I don't friend anybody named Lori, and I don't have a crap to give because you won't get me killed, Lori.
Facts. Also, shout out to Phil's. Even though they got spoken, shout out Phil, sponsor us. Ty, what was what was the first horror movie that you watched, either like in general or in theaters? You do either or.
I think the first one that comes to mind is either Hostel.
Oh, I haven't seen Hostel in a while.
No, it's an older one.
When he cut his fingers off and then he threw up and he let him get himself together.
Spoiler.
cutting him up again.
Mm.
Oh, while he thinking of that, let me tell you about this damn.
Wait. Hold on. He was gonna say you cut him off.
Yeah, I
You still,
got it.
you still
got it.
thinking?
No,
I
you
think
got it.
It's either House of Wax. It was one of those movies around that time, either that or House of Wax.
Like, yes, that was like between like 05 and like yeah.
Yeah, like
So wait. Oh, I'm sorry.
Was it on MTV?
Something like that. MTV, TBS, one of them channels.
Yeah, it was on one of them.
So let me tell y'all about Tahir, and I gotta go after
Uh-oh.
this. So in our house, we used to have pick a movie. We used to have movie night. So
Oh, I know you're talking about.
I'm gonna tell y'all, as a grown woman, I have been traumatized like 3 times from movies, and 2 of them was movies that Tahir picked. So the one was what was it called? Tahir
Unfriended dark web.
Oh my God! Can I tell y'all? I gave everybody that lecture. I mean, a lecture in their house. Am I allowed to curse here?
You might as well. You already said the other drunk.
Don't fucking pick up one piece of electronics because I will kill you. Because apparently, spoiler alert, they had this computer and they logged onto it, and then they started stalking them and
It was connected with the dark web.
yes, it was so scary. So Tahir picked that one, and then the other one was, oh my God, the little boy was possessed by
The Prodigy.
Oh, Prodigy.
Yes. And remember he ran down the hallway?
And then he jumped in
Yeah.
the there was a
And
grown
you know
man.
what's crazy? I was half asleep in that moment. I was awake for the rest of the movie. I was awake for the rest of the movie.
Note to self, don't let Tahir pick the movies. And then the other third movie, it wasn't scary, but it was weird. Where that boy, what was it, Tahir? So the boy,
Black Phone, it gotta be.
no, not Black Phone.
Yo, Black Phone scared the hell out of me. Can't lie.
Wait, no. Remember, so it was a guy and his mom, and she made him take his sister to the party.
Oh,
And then she wound
Black
up.
Summer.
No, she took her to the party, and then she ate the cake, and she had a peanut butter allergy, and then he was riding her to get her home, and then her head got knocked over by the pole, and the mom was making like a little
Hereditary?
Like a reenactment.
yes, like in a
No, not Hereditary.
in like some type of like peace thing. She was like building it, and then the grandma, they worshipped the sun, and then it was weird. But
what was the movie?
note to self: don't let Tahir the movies because you will be scared. Because Unfriend Me had me shook for Unfriended had me spooked for like 2 weeks, literally. Because what makes movies scary for me if it really can happen, and that, my friend, can really happen.
And we're gonna bring it right on back to Halloween. Halloween could very much also happen. That's why that movie terrifies me. But you're gonna miss the "Am I the Asshole" segment.
Oh, I'll stay. So just remember, whoever you hook up with, please know their family history. On the date, you ask them, do you have anybody put away in your family that people just forget about? Because
I mean, until the first one, I mean, Lori didn't know,
listen, she was adopted. She got to hold some responsibility. Laurie Strode has gotten a lot of people killed. A lot.
No, it was Hereditary.
Shout out me. W knowledge, but if we can say the same thing for Sydney.
No.
Listen, it's not Sydney's fault her mom was a whore.
But
That's not her fault.
Sydney, though, most of the people
She was though.
Most of the people Sydney was like friends with or connected with. Literally, Lori had people on the block getting killed because he was on their block.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
Go ahead, Ty.
No Sharon Stone.
You're
All right, wait. Let's play this game called. What is it called? Am I the asshole?
Oh yeah, so we're jumping into the next segment. This would be Treen's first time doing this. Am I the asshole? Last story. Rest in peace, our man Jerry. That was a tragic story.
Who the hell is Jerry?
You gotta watch that episode.
Oh, okay.
If you know, you know. This is gonna be for our OG. Yeah, we're coining that. R.I.P. Jerry. That's gonna be for our OG listeners. So I'm gonna read a list off, and then we could just we're gonna do 3 of them, and then we'll just decide which one we're gonna go in for. So the first one is: am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend his body hair looks terrible when he tried to shame me for having a bush? Am I the asshole for giving my husband a pregnancy test as a birthday gift? Am I the asshole for slapping a teenager? Am I the asshole for wanting to skip my best friend's wedding?
Ooh,
Am I the asshole when I went through my girlfriend's phone to find out she has an STD?
Let's go to the
What do we want
third
to do
one.
first?
we got to get to that last one because I got some
Well,
questions.
I'm okay with being an asshole about being somebody's child.
No.
Go ahead,
We
Ty.
got to do one at a time.
You,
Oh,
you was just picking out which ones we want to pick, right?
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, we just got.
I want
Say which one.
I want to do that last one for sure.
Now you want to do the Ty here? What do you want? What sound appealing to you,
Yeah, let's do the last one.
Dream?
That's fine.
All right, let's get it. I'm gonna try to slow down talking because I watched the episode and I was speed talking.
You want me to do it?
Nah, I got it. This
She
helps
can't
my
even read.
Keep that same lineup though of the Am I the
Okay.
Assholes?
So, my girlfriend fell asleep while I was playing the game. I don't know why, but I regretfully went through it. Now she's told me that she's been through my phone a long time ago, but there is nothing for her to worry about, so I didn't think much of it. And I laughed it off, but thinking about that moment popped up in my head, so I decided, why not? I went to her messages and saw an old message from 2023 with a guy, and she said she went to the doctor and found out she had herpes, but they gave her medication for it, and it cleared up and she doesn't have it. After I read that, I woke her up and lied and said someone with the same name as the guy on her phone DM'd me and told me she has herpes and wants me to know. She denied knowing anyone with that name and saying that she does not have herpes. We've been to the doctor recently for the flu and they've never said anything about it. Also, I need some advice. Can herpes just go away with medication?
No.
Does the message need to be brought up? What the hell should I do? She had a UTI a few months ago. They did blood work, didn't say anything about effing herpes. Am I the asshole for checking her phone?
Can I start?
Okay, so see, like, okay,
Can I?
Gotcha.
Can I start?
Yeah.
So, one, if you feel like you need to go through somebody's phone, that's already the beginning of the end. Because when you feel like that, you don't trust them. Two, damn it. Yeah, you don't trust them. Two, when you have these inclinations or whatever, they're normally for a reason, right? Three, herpes is considered, you can take medication to make it dormant. However, you can never get rid of herpes. So for her to say that she never had it is a lie. And then when he said that they never brought it up, so STD, any information like STDs, pregnancy tests is considered confidential. Meaning, just because y'all went to the doctors together and y'all had a flu, they're not going to say, "Oh, by the way, Jalen, she has herpes." It doesn't. It doesn't. Work.
that would be crazy.
Right. No. Literally, like you could be as of the age of, well, not really age of 12. So 12 is for the age of mental illness, where you can see your own mental health providers. Your parents don't have to know. But when you turn whatever age, let's say you get your menstrual cycle at 8. Anything pertaining to reproductive, male or female, the parents are not allowed to know unless the child gives consent. So to answer his question, no, it can't be cured. It can be dormant, and normally it pops up like if you get stressed or something because it's based on your immunity. So she's never cured. She's always going to have it. She may not never have an outbreak, and as long as she doesn't have an outbreak, he wouldn't catch it. But if she has an outbreak, he would catch it. And if she has an outbreak and he has his mouth on her, that's where genital herpes comes from. As far as should he leave, yes, because he already felt some type of way, because you just don't go into somebody's phone for no reason. And after he said, I mean, me personally, I would just said, I knew I went through your phone, but he gave her a chance to get it out and she still lied in his face. And she didn't even tell him to protect his health. So he should just leave because it's broken, because she's constantly lying and now she's playing with your health. So
Banaja.
First of all, he needs to leave her just for the simple fact that she's a liar. And if she's willing to lie about that, who knows what else she's willing to lie about? That's number one.
Yes.
Number two, I'm sorry, like, I get that, like, because I feel like part of the reason maybe why she didn't say anything, because people think having an STD and being promiscuous they go hand in hand and they don't. You can have sex the first time and literally catch herpes. Yeah. So that's not what that means. But that's crazy. You have to disclose that to people.
Mm-hmm.
And then what if he would have got it? What were you going to tell him? Like that, like there's just too many variables here. Now, All right, maybe he shouldn't have went through her phone. But listen, he needed to know this information. So call it divine intervention, whatever you want to know. But I'm glad he knows now. I think he should leave and also get tested.
Yeah,
Just
maybe
saying.
she would have gaslit him and be like, "I got it because you slept with somebody else." Maybe she would have gaslit.
That'd have been crazy.
Tyre.
That's how people die. But
No, real life though.
I was in a situation where one of my girls had wasn't herpes, but what is the thing that's like, you know, they get it every so often or something like that? There's no
Bacterial
outbreak?
vaginosis.
No, it's something very common.
So,
Gonorrhea, syphilis,
Damn, not that
chlamydia.
gonorrhea.
Oh.
And chlamydia, wait a minute. Gonorrhea and chlamydia is the
I
most
just started.
common.
Is
However,
it HPV?
It's like herpes' little cousin.
Why?
there's no such thing.
Hepatitis?
Somebody can have boils, and that's can present similar to herpes. However, it's not open sores, but there are sore bumps. But that's not an STD. The only thing that women can get quite often is bacterial vaginosis.
What about HPV?
So HPV is not something that goes away and comes back. It's either in your body or it's not.
Okay.
It's gonorrhea, chlamydia. She can have
There's something else I think I'm forgetting.
yeast infection.
Nah.
Health lesson with Treen, by the way.
Right. He said herpes little cousin. No such thing.
First thing.
Genital warts.
Nah, though.
Crabs.
Nah, though. Y'all just saying anything.
Crabs.
at
I mean,
this-
you would get crabs.
Naja, shut the hell
You
up.
would get crabs like off somebody's bed. So
I was
no.
trying to help. I don't know. I'm thinking of anything I know.
Try here, text her and answer and let us answer.
That's mad federal. What?
There was
But go ahead.
something that she would have to put around her lips, but it wouldn't spread, and we wouldn't be able to do stuff for like 2 weeks or so.
So she probably had herpes, but it wasn't like. So there's different.
It was a different simplex.
It was a different simplex of herpes. So
Yeah.
basically, she had like a herpes on her mouth, right? Which is common because you know a cold sore is a herpes.
Yeah, cold. That's
I
what it
never
is.
had
Cold sore.
one.
So, but
Thank you,
can I
Jesus.
also just tell y'all something about cold sores to make sure y'all being careful?
Huh.
So since a cold sore is considered a herpes. You know, if someone has a cold sore on their mouth and has oral sex with you, you know you can get genital herpes,
Yes.
right?
I figured it out. I think we gonna hit the bow with everybody. We gonna hit a little and that's it. I can't. It's too much going on, and I'm scared.
But no, you can have sex with people. You just gotta know who you're having sex with, and you gotta make sure you're protected. You just can't be jumping in and out of the bed.
Air hug.
Right.
Mm-mm.
And this is why I'm absent. But continue, Ty.
Yeah, that's what she had, and I was like confused about it, but I still made sure I was good on the end. You know, she always
Yeah.
made sure she
Yeah,
let me know.
it's common. That's common. Like it's one.
That's good that she communicated.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
But-
5 people in the room, one person has some type of herpes, and it doesn't have anything to do with like sexual relationship because herpes is on the whole like there's levels of herpes. Why
But-
you should have called me?
it could be a family thing.
I know somebody that. Yeah, never mind. That's federal. Anyway.
You know somebody. Never.
What?
Okay.
Oh,
We'll talk about that off air.
What do you,
Off
yeah,
air.
yeah. What do you think about the story though? Was he the asshole? Is that girl manipulative? Like,
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
She's
yeah, no,
all of the above.
no doubt. She's
Yeah,
manipulative.
she bugged out for that,
out of
and she
pocket for
lied.
Capping. Yeah, Capping was crazy. When it's almost to the point like if somebody comes to you and asks you a certain question, in the back of your head, you probably like, dang, they probably know. You ain't think that? Like, what's
Man, that
Right.
happens to me a lot usually. Anytime a certain question, I'd be like, they know.
She had her opportunity to tell the truth and she lied. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It was
Who
lit.
knows what else she gonna lie about?
Stone Face and all, Stone Cold Steve Austin with it. Like what?
Yo, swear.
Start making you think you crazy. Well, maybe I didn't read it.
Gaslighting at its finest.
And then you cooked because you don't know what you believe now.
Right. You feel like, well, maybe I didn't read it. Like, well, no. Mm-mm.
All in all, bro, I don't know if you're ever gonna see this. If you do, if you haven't already, you need to leave her. She's manipulative, and get checked, like they all said,
ASAP.
ASAP.
Yesterday.
Rocky.
And also, not even leave her because she's manipulative. Like my mom said, if you felt like you had to go through her phone, you just don't trust her. You don't need to be in that relationship in any regard. So, yeah. On to the
Herpes is
next
crazy.
story.
I feel like he probably would have rather found out she was cheating than herpes.
Swear. Yo, imagine he found out she cheated and got that. But
Evan, OD.
this one is: am I the asshole for keeping inheritance from my birth mother instead of splitting it with the adoptive siblings? Am
You
I
didn't
the
start from the
asshole?
top.
Huh?
You didn't start it from the top.
Oh, you want me to? Oh, okay. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend his body hair looks terrible when he tried to shame me for having a bush? Am I the asshole for giving my husband a pregnancy test as a birthday gift?
That confuses me. That
Yeah,
one.
that one. Yeah, let's do that. And then the one. Okay, yeah. That's just that one for right now.
Okay. And then the one after that is: am I the asshole for slapping a teenager? Just for.
Probably not.
Because
But go
Trent
ahead.
said something about she wanted to do that one. That's why I brought that one back
Oh,
up.
okay. We'll do this one. We'll do that. No, next. All right. Am I the asshole for giving my husband a pregnancy test as a birthday gift? Hi, I am female, 23 years old. My husband's male, 25. Birthday was 1 week ago. We wanted a baby for a really long time now. And when I found out I was pregnant, I was excited. Knowing my husband's birthday was in 3 days, I decided to keep it a secret and give the test to him as part of his birthday gift because he wouldn't be expecting it. In my head, it would make it more shocking, exciting. At least that's how I thought it would be. Perhaps that was a dumb thought. Now, this was not going to be a big party with tons of people. My husband didn't want that. So it was just going to be the two of us. He wanted to open gifts. We were going to eat a nice dinner, and it was going to be chill and intimate with this in mind. I didn't think giving him a pregnancy test as a gift would be a problem at all. If it were a big party, I wouldn't have done it because it would have taken the entire focus off of him. But this was a small party, just me and him. When it came for when it English, when it came for me to give him his gifts, the pregnancy test was in a small box. I told him to open it last. He was super happy with all of his gifts, and when he opened the box with the pregnancy test, his demeanor changed. He seemed upset. I asked what was wrong, and he said, "A stupid gift? And how could you hide something like this from me? You knew this for so long and hid it." I explained to him it was 3 days. I thought it would be a wonderful gift. Like I said, we've wanted a baby for so long, and I thought he'd be happy. He said that he was happy, but the timing for me to tell him was horrible and that it was his birthday, not a celebration of pregnancy. I was confused, hurt, upset, so many emotions at once. I called him immature, and that led to a fight. He slept on the couch that night. This past week, he hasn't talked to me too much. Whenever I tried bringing it up, he said, "Just stop. We're past it. It was dumb of you," stuff like that. He doesn't tell me how happy he is or the celebration about us being pregnant. Whenever I talk to him, he doesn't really reply. It's just yes or no or a grunt. I feel horrible. I didn't think that this would be a bad gift. I thought he'd love it. Am I the asshole for doing this? I really thought it was okay, but I'm starting to think he's right. I shouldn't have done it. Update. I don't really know if this is considered an update, but after reading the replies, we're not doing all that. But
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
Cause like what?
Period.
I can't even think of like what run would you even begin to be? What are you upset about?
It was one of his gifts. And it was 3 days. And then most of the time, except for me, because every time I took a pregnancy test, I know I was pregnant. Sometimes women wait because they want to make sure, because you can get a false
That's
positive.
true too. That is
He
true.
like, I almost feel like, did he really want her to have a baby?
Right.
mm,
That's the whole
Yeah,
thing.
no, she's not the asshole. He's the asshole.
Menaja.
That's crazy. That's like I can't even. I'm all for like trying to understand people's different perspectives and stuff like that, but I can't even begin to like imagine like what is there to be upset about. Like you're gonna be a father. I feel like that should be a great like and like if it really bothers you that much, why don't you be an adult and having a conversation about it? Because it clearly seemed like they still didn't get to any kind of like resolve about it. That's just weird. That's just weird to me.
Is one of his gifts. And then I just don't understand, like, even for them to have a conversation, I would love to be a part of it. Why?
Right.
He said
Exactly.
It's been 3 days. Girl, it ain't 8 months later and she like, surprise,
Right.
I'm in labor. It was 3 days.
Or
No.
she didn't say surprise, it's not yours. Like relax.
Oh my
Sha-
god!
Like relax, Shadow. Dang.
Like Chatter recooked. If that would have.
Like
Tired.
I can't even imagine.
It could have went so many different ways, but he cooked it for himself, and that I don't know. I feel like it could have went way better. He gonna make the family hate the family just because of that. That's what it seems like. The way he's taking it.
That's just
Man,
crazy to me.
I don't
you're
know.
she's not the asshole because I would
Not at
love
all.
that.
At first, she was definitely the asshole though. Like, in a sense, it could be out of pocket. It could be random, but then I don't think he thought about it, or maybe he did think about it. And he just had an ugly feeling about it. But like, I feel like if I was to think about it, I'd be like, okay, maybe she just it was coming from the heart, and I wasn't understanding that at first, because I would be weird about it at first. If it's probably like we talk, I'm imagining we talked about a baby probably like 6 months ago, and then randomly, that's a gift in a birthday that I'm probably
But,
I don't know.
but Tyler, it was one of his gifts. It wasn't all of them. She gave
Oh
it to
yeah,
him back. He
yeah,
had multiple gifts, and it was only 3 days.
yeah.
I don't
I would
know.
have, me personally, I would have liked that. Like, what? Like, not only that, and I'm getting like, come on now. And it's like, it's really not that big of a deal. Like Kareem said, it was one. It's not like that was the only thing she got him. Now, maybe, but that's still not. You're not the asshole. And on top of that, he ruined it for himself. You probably could have had birthday sex that same night. Like,
I'm
come on
saying,
now.
Because
Like,
he's
pregnant
been on the
women
couch this whole time.
horny.
Yeah,
like
he's
he
been
like
on the couch the whole time.
right. He sold the bag. Like
Yeah, he's
Chad,
still
is he
selling
cooked? I
probably.
think he's cooked. I'm
I
almost
feel
certain.
He's
like me
cooked.
personally, I feel like he maybe never really wanted it.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking
That's
when
what
I
I'm
read
picking
it.
up. Like he
Could
was
be.
sick, he
Could
was
be.
happy that they
like
didn't, they didn't get pregnant, so he don't really got to talk about it. He probably just thinking like, oh, she pregnant. Because other than that, I don't see why else would you be mad.
yeah,
That's what's in my. I hear people saying they spirit, but I honestly feel he mad because he
Need
said
spirit.
he wanted a child, but he really didn't.
did it say how long they've been
Dang.
together?
I think they were together for 3 years. I think.
9 years.
Oh no, I didn't say. Hold on. This was the update though that I didn't want to read. Now it said one. No, my husband has never acted this way towards me. We've argued before, but has never led to the point he ignores me. To all the comments asking what I mean by wanting a baby for a really long time. We've been married for 4 years and we've agreed from the start about wanting children. Yes, we've been trying to have a baby. I didn't stop taking birth control secretly, nor did we stop using protection accidentally. This was something we were both originally wanted. Who asked that? I didn't tell anyone before him. He was the first person to know. I thought I clearly stated that we were alone for the party, but we were alone. There wasn't other people around here. It was just us. Also, I don't know how to get rid of these numbers. I ignore him, but I don't want to kick him out or leave him. I really would appreciate the advice on how to go about talking to him if you have any advice. And the last one, no, I don't want to get an abortion.
He don't want
Okay,
the
well
baby.
Yeah,
that's
she just got to
He
leave
don't
him.
want the baby, and
Yeah,
and all this time she didn't get pregnant, so he just like, who? She not getting pregnant because if you put all of the evidence on the table, why else are you? It was literally 3 days, not 3 months, not 3 weeks, 3 days.
God forbid a woman wants to surprise her man. God forbid.
I know, right?
yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, to answer your question, it's like they've been together for 4 years. Well, married for 4 years. I don't know how long they've been together, but they've been married for 4 years.
Yeah, he out of pocket.
mm-hmm.
He just gotta leave her or her leave
A
him.
sidebar to this though, even though it's entertaining and it provides context for us, why are we putting our business on Reddit? Like,
Because Reddit is where you get the
People do
truth.
be asking for
Yeah,
advice because I Google stuff, so I can't even talk. But
Mhm.
it's teaching me to do better.
you can't Google like stuff, especially like on your. I mean, you're pretty well versed in the medical field, but you definitely can't Google your own symptoms because they'll have you thinking you're dying or have
Yeah.
cancer.
People that first thing that comes up on Google, people pay for that. That doesn't mean it's the most useful. It's just whoever paid the most money to be that top slot.
Yeah.
I always recommend just a plug. If you have symptoms and you want to get some real advice, WebMD is credible because it's
Call me.
it's a managed site
Ask
and it
me
has
not.
like medical professionals. Just don't Google. WebMD is good.
Who's calling my phone? Who's calling that? Who's calling my phone? Who's calling that? All right, sorry. Anyway,
I'm crying. Y'all are a mess.
for the last one because she's a little older. She might have to go to bed soon.
Ooh, not Jalen.
This 29 hit fast.
Oh, I bet.
Anyway,
So fast
He
it ain't
never
real.
lied.
Really, Minaj?
Am I the asshole for slapping a teenager? You're gonna love this
Nope.
one.
Hell no. I'll stand him in the row and slap him. But go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I, 32 female, was at a water park this last weekend with my husband, 32 male, and my daughter. We were in one of the pools practicing swimming and keeping to ourselves. There was a group of teen boys there, and while I was working with my daughter on swimming, one of them came up behind me and felt a tug on the strings of my top, untying it. I spun around and saw this 15 to 17-year-old with a smirk and slapped him. This quickly
Oh,
caused a scene. The park staff got involved, as well as the boys' parents who were livid at me. My husband and another lady saw it happen and confirmed that he really did grab my top. There was also a camera around the pool that kind of showed it wasn't the best angle. The boys' parents threatened assault charges, and I threatened sexual assault charges if they decided to go that way. Eventually, we were both asked to leave and haven't heard anything since. My husband, though, still thinks I overreacted a bit, which I don't. Am I the asshole?
overreacted. What are you talking about? He tried to take your top off at a family water park. I'd have knocked his teeth out.
So I'm just gonna say this, and I'm ball out. So y'all know how I feel. I will hit anybody, kid, like when they out of pocket. Am I lying? I just it's something in my spirit. I don't like I don't like disobedient kids. But you untie my top,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That
no.
is crazy.
and that would have been the least of it because the men I surround myself with can go from 0 to 150. So that is mild.
They'd have
because
beat the brakes off that little boy.
my ex-husband, their father, the cops would have been there because he would have tore up the
That'd been
facility.
bad. That'd been really bad.
Where I am now, same thing. He would have tore up the facility. So no, she wasn't the asshole. And then he's comfortable enough to do that to just random people. It's not even somebody.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
With him because this is a behavior that he's used to. It's one thing if it's your sister or one of her girlfriends that you just randomly adult pull off her top. I feel like Olivia and Stabler should be called because he's done this before.
Yeah, that's wild.
I spun a little
No,
more around in a circle.
I kind
Ty.
of figured before the story was even read, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ty.
he got the least of it, is what I can say. Like a slap or whatever it was to the face, he deserved it right away because that's anything.
Breaks off in.
I couldn't imagine it.
I'm telling you.
The young bulls there would have probably jumped him if it was in Philly. What?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Somebody's mom?
That's
Yeah, that's crazy.
Forget
The
all.
only-
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the only way like it's acceptable is if the kid is like really, really young. If the kid's like 5, then all right. But bro, you're almost 18 years old.
I'm sorry,
You know
who?
better.
He's who?
No. Listen. You know, kids just be doing stuff. Not like you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
when I worked at Nike, like the kids, they sitting there playing on the mannequin and knocking stuff over like they're kids. But bro, you're like you know better.
Yeah.
You know better.
I wanted to work at Nike. I just wanted to be crowd control. I wanted to stand at the door and walk around the store and just
Security.
Yeah, exactly.
But all that, like, yeah, she wasn't the asshole, but the husband's out of pocket. She overreacted a bit.
right.
What?
He weird.
Mm.
If
He
that's-
wanted, I bet he's one of them.
yeah,
He's one of them men. Boys will be boys. That's what that is.
Right.
That is assault. Literally.
But
And the
boys will
parent-
be boys.
and the parents are out of pocket. Talk about some. Oh, we're gonna file. What they say, physical assault. Okay, sexual assault then. Like, which is
Yeah.
facts. Like, what do we say? What are we doing?
Oh, little Timmy didn't know any better. Little Timmy gonna be missing teeth. He do it again.
You're gonna be
He gonna be on the list if you do it again.
No, absolutely not. Like what?
Oh my gosh, nah, that's unacceptable. Like, and say that goes back to that you need to raise your men properly because I would know not to do that. Like,
Yeah, I couldn't
And
ever
then,
think of nothing
and the
like that.
whole thing is, if Jay or Jalen or VJ or any males that's in my presence, that adult wouldn't have had to do anything because my foot would have been so far up there behind, it wouldn't have been funny. What the hell? Oh, I'm
City boy?
sorry, what?
see, bro, see, like, you see what I'm
What?
saying?
You did what? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
no. Mm-mm. Your summer is canceled.
Damn, the summer
You feel that
canceled.
high.
And my summer's been canceled for less, so I can only imagine what that would look like. You like that? But that wraps up our Am I the
Hold
Asshole?
on. Let's talk about that one time though.
Huh.
When Trina had
Wait.
us standing up.
Oh,
Like what was that about?
Chocolate cake, bruh. Mind you, I don't even like chocolate cake.
I
I
was
was in
so-
10th grade and I was struggling with geometry. I had to stand there and do my geometry homework standing up. I already didn't understand it sit down. She had me standing up and doing it.
Fun fact, I literally researched if I could get them arrested. I promise y'all that was how mad I was.
And I
was
promise
so
you,
close to going to the police officer that lived in our development and ask him if he could take all of them around to the station and book them because I was so mad because there's not a reason to steal. So I literally was
and I would have been really arrested for resisting arrest because I ain't going down for something I ain't did.
literally you can because this little boy got arrested for stealing Pop-Tarts, right? This is a real thing. And the news people thought it was so funny. They went to the neighborhood and the little kids is walking around the camera saying all he wanted was a Pop-Tart because his mom got him arrested for stealing the Pop-Tart. But I
That's
really want to get
hilarious, though.
arrested because I'm like, there's no reason to lie. And we feel like we like cops, we got people coming in, we doing interrogations. How many days was it? 3 days or 2?
However many days, too long.
too
Definitely.
damn
They
long.
pulling people around. They pulling people around talking about something. We got you on tape. Show me the tape. I want to see it because I ain't do nothing. Show me the tape.
I was so mad.
Yeah,
Like, and it was a
his
whole
clothes was like-
chocolate cake.
Let's
And
go.
if y'all want to know who did it, we're not gonna put names out there, but I'm just,
I still
That was
don't.
the first
Every other-
48.
I ain't gonna lie. Every other listen. Every other crime, I definitely probably did. That one I truly don't
the day
remember
before
doing.
you didn't go to school, you said you had a stomach. You ate all that chocolate cake. You
It probably wasn't that.
You probably
Causation is always correlation.
whatever.
Yeah.
Lucky you don't have diabetes.
I ain't gonna lie, Jalen. You admitted to it, dog. That's all I'm.
I know I did, but you know.
Remember when Jalen licked all the icing off the top of your cake?
Why are you putting my business out there? You want me to start putting your business out there?
I don't have
Whoa, cool out, cuz. Cool out, cuz.
I don't have no open book. Yo, but before I
Wait.
go, because I really gotta go.
Well, if you would let me wrap up, you've been
Oh no, I just need to say something. So coming to y'all soon is gonna be
Oh God.
No.
End
no,
the clip.
no.
End it.
Oh, he was like, yeah, we're not about to do that. Stop it.
She gonna talk about her mixtape Trey EBT, and it's called something. Bitch better have my food stamp, something like that. So that's what she was gonna say if y'all wanted to know.
He said, no, I'm
We're
not.
wrapping this up.
Minaj already said it.
No.
Minaj already said it.
We're wrapping this up.
Tyre, we gonna do that, right?
Yeah, Trey EBT, the Kairos, you already
Yeah,
know.
bitch, I lost my EBT.
Live in effect.
That's what I'm sorry.
He said, stop. Oh, no.
All right, wait. Cool out, because I want to end because I gotta do my laundry. We'll finish it.
Oh no, that was our Am I the Asshole segment / whatever the hell that was. We talked about some very funny topics and some very serious topics at the same time. I felt like we brought some great insight to a lot of things. Tran, I appreciate having you on here, and of course, I appreciate everything that you've done for all 3 of us, for that matter, and the things that you brought into our life. Where could they?
Sappy in here.
I'm on TikTok. Trey 0404, I believe, is all my social media. And look out for my mixtape featuring my boy Hey Euros. Coming to
I'm not putting that.
coming to the background near you.
I'm not putting that on there.
Heights.
Child.
Oh,
Anyway,
the mic drop.
that was our guest.
The mic drop was crazy.
Tahir and Minaj, I appreciate y'all both joining this episode once again.
Of course.
A lot of gang stuff.
We're not promoting gang stuff either. What the hell is wrong with y'all today?
I went like this.
Oh, all right.
I did. When we first started, I did almost throw some gang signs. I had to cool out.
Oh my God! Bro, you
I
got the
did.
first bro,
I'm not affiliated with nothing. I'm just stupid. Don't mind me.
Oh my.
But I didn't. It's cool. I said almost. I caught myself.
Anyway, that was our final. That was our final episode. Like I said, I appreciate both of y'all being on here. Our superstar producer per usual and our superstar co-star. I got a fun little episode for y'all this Thursday. Y'all need to tune into. I ain't gonna say who it is yet. I'm gonna leave it a surprise, but it's gonna be loud. I would definitely advise wearing headphones for this one, and it's gonna be very. If y'all thought that was entertaining, it's definitely gonna be very entertaining. But nonetheless, though, thank y'all for tuning in to Word on the Street, and peace out.
Wait, don't we got to say where they can find us, don't we?
Oh, I did. I mean, I did that before, but
you're supposed to do it at the end of every episode. Come on now.
Oh,
well, I am.
All right, well.
Yeah.
I'm Jalen. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Jocelyn05, TikTok Jocelyn05. Everything's basically Jocelyn at this point. It'll be Jocelyn in a little bit when I do some stuff, but that's neither here or there. Menaja, where can they find you?
They can find me on all social media platforms. Menaja Monet with 2 Y's. I just wanted to, I don't know why. That's all I wanted to share. That's all I wanted to share.
Euros, where can they find you?
You can find me at High Euros, Thai Euros, 5 Euros, Buy Euros.
You know what? Never mind. No more. We gotta go.
And then y'all can find us at Word on the Street on Word on the Street 1 on Twitch, Word on the Street TikTok, Spotify, YouTube, and then I think I said TikTok, but TikTok as well. And also, this episode was live on YouTube finally for our other viewers. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. And until next time, peace.
Yes, sir. Ski boppers.